What's up, folks? So today we are going to learn how to use a context in ReactJS. So first of all, we are going to our file here, and first of all let's create a folder and just name it utils because it's going to be really useful to us. So here we can create our context. It doesn't matter the name of it, but we just need to create it. So let's go into, I don't know, my first context because I'm really creative today. And so here we have it, really simple, and just let's export it because we're going to be using it. So okay, so oh man, that really sucks. So let's create a simple state for it, but first of all we need to create our interface, and just let's export this interface. If you are using simple JavaScript, you don't need to worry about it. So I like to name it like that means interface, and the name of our interface I for this context because it's really simple to know that this interface refers to our context here. And let's say we have, I don't know, day, and it's going to be a date, and it's a date at a date. Oh, incredible, don't you all think? And here we go, and just name it, and here we have it. And so here we just can go and create something really simple, and it does. And here we go. So now we need to create our first context. So it's going to be first context provider, and the provider is where we are going to be wrapping our stuff, our parent and our children. So here we have it. And so now we can return just like day and Saturday, and here we have it, folks. And now we just need to go in here and just with first context dot provider and put our children in here, and of course we always need to name our memo. So when you're using some extension you can know its name. And if you're just going to create a memo, if you don't know what memo is, please watch our video about basic React roots. And here we are only going to have like day and Saturday, and our value is going to be value. And just be careful, sometimes you're just going to name it values and it's not values, it is only value. Yes, sometimes I've made this mistake sometimes. So now we have our context, but we also need to access our context, and something that I really like to do is to go and create a custom hook. A custom hook is something that you don't need to go and create same stuff over and over again. It's like a component, but a function that you can just use it over and over again in your application. So here we're going to export, just use first context, but you can name it whatever you want, but always remember to start with use, because otherwise it's not going to be a valid custom hook. Okay, and here we go, and here we have our first custom hook ever, because you know what, it's pretty simple. In here it's just going and naming, and instead of every time you go in there and import user context and go in first context, you just pass it once and it's going to work just fine. Okay, so now that we created our first context, it's time to go in some component and use it. Okay, and here we just need to pass our provider, that name is this1, not this one, just remember it, we are going to be using this. And if you don't want to commit any mistakes, just do not export this one and just use first context. But we are going to So enough explore that topic. And here we have our first context, and there we go. And now we import it, and here we have it. And so we only can access our values in our children, but we have no children here. So let's go and create one. Children in here, and children in here. And so let's create something really simple and return, I know, a div with a day and set day. So now we remember that we had this user first context, that it gets user context, and also it says that we are using our first context. So in here we just use it as a shortcut, so we avoiding doing this over and over again. So in here we can have our day, and here we go. Our day is in here, and just let's get, I don't know, get date anyways. And in here we can just see that's going to be working. Alright, our date is going to be in here because today is, which day? It's February 2nd. Great. But now let's create a button that we can, I don't know, increase our increment. Yes, nice name. So just go in here on click and let's create a function, so we are following the best practice. And always remember to use callback when you are creating a function, so you don't run in unnecessary renders. Okay, and here we are going to go and use +1 day, and that's it. And we are going to be in here and increment. And let's see where our button is. Just it's really bothering me, the context after. So anyways, 3 4, yes, that's it. But now let's say we want to access this in our parent. So we might think that only by doing this it's going to work, and I'm going to say that it's not going to be working because our context is only going to be accessible to our children. So now we're here in SkyDraw, and it's like we have our parent in here, like this is our parent, let's name it P. And these are our children, and only the children can access our context. Okay, only the children have access to today and set day, but our parent does not, and I'm going to prove it to you by doing the same stuff in here. Just going to be copying this and increment in parent, and you can see that's not going to be working. So be really careful to not run into this problem, okay, that we are going to be seeing right now. And here we go, and then it's not incremented. And why so? Because remember, we have our parent, and in our parent we set today and set day, and where is it set it? It's here in here, and our parent does not have access to it, only the children. So the set day and day are coming from these initial values. Okay, did you get it? But if you want to access it, there is some ways or another that you can do it. The first of them are creating a grandparent. So our parent is going to have a father. Oh, that's really cute, don't you all think? So here we have our parent, and in our parent it's not going to have our first context. Our first context is going to be only created in here, and here we have our parent. So now it's going to be working, and it's going to be working in, and you see it's working. Okay, and why is it working, you might be asking yourself? Because let's just go in here. This is our parent, Okay, let me just go back some steps for you. But our parent has a grandparent. He has a father too, because that's how things happen. And so he is our grandparent, and here's parent, and here are our children. And our grandparent is where our provider is set. Provider is here. So our grandparent is not going to be accessing the provider, but our parent is. Okay, I hope you guys get it. Sometimes it's a real mess, but with time and if you are practicing it a lot, it's going to be really easy, okay? But there's also a other option that we can have here, and this option is just to pass some info from our contacts, from our grandparent to its children. And how so? We just let's just create a const here that's going to be messy, and messy, we have messy here, and messy is messy. Okay, and we can go in here and also go in our first context, and we just can pass messy in here, but it's not required. And we can have in here our messy guy, and the messy is in here, and the messy is also in here, and and the messy is also in here, and it's not required. Okay, and we can pass messy inside our value, and so we can access messy. If we pass messy to our context provider, we can access it in our children. So if you go in here and you say, I don't know, maybe on click log messy, so we are going to have messy. So let's see if you can get messy. So we are getting messy in here, but if pass anything at all, here is better, I don't know, is better than Ronaldo. I'm not saying it, Copilot saying it, enter have it, okay? So if I can summarize it for you, first of all, we have our context in here. We can create an interface from everything that we want to pass to our context. If you are using JavaScript, do not worry about that. And then we create our context, and our context is going to have our properties, okay, that we set it in here. And again, if you are using JavaScript, you are probably going to use something like that, okay? And in our context provider, we can pass a lot of stuff in here, and if you pass some value from it, uh, we can share with our children. The value property is the one that is going to be avoiding unnecessary re-renders in our app, okay? And in the children, we can access all of the properties that we have set it in our provider, okay? And that's it, that's it, guys. I really hope you liked this video, and please leave your thumbs up if you did so, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I have 0 subscribers. That's kind of sad, but anyways, please subscribe to this channel if you are until this point. Thank you, folks.